5 seconds left to play here in the half. On its way from Irving for 2. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Irving's got his second basket.
And that's sort of been the story.
A dominating first. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
And on the floor for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. The star pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. Scola out there with Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Johnson in at the small forward position. And Miami has possession. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way. And that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against a defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
What about Kyle Lowry on offense? The last 2 seasons, he's been absolutely dominant, Clark.
Yeah, he's developed enough as a point guard now to where he really knows how to direct and lead his team. He's not just a catalyst anymore. He's a leader, and that's the big difference I see with him. And his shot has become more refined.
He kicks it to DeRozan. Ball's knocked loose, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by DeRozan.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And on the way from Irving for 3. And again, Miami with the triple.
You know, in talking about Lowry, you see his shooting percentages didn't change much, but his output sure did. I mean, averaging 17 points and 7 assists a game the past 2 seasons. He also converted more threes. I mean, there's very little he can't do on the offensive end.
You know, getting back to Lowry, I really admire his aggressiveness. On the break in the half-court set, doesn't really matter. He's really the guy who makes it happen for his team. And he's a potent straw stirring that drink.
Smith for 3. And Scola pulls it down. Lowry against Smith. And it's Lowry penetrating. And it's blocked by Jordan. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. And the basket by Scola.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Sometimes you just got to man up and take a tough foul in order to stop these free runs to the rim. They've gotten a bunch of good looks and have been absolutely lethal from behind the three-point line.
Yeah, defensively, you have got to close out and contest. Even if it opens up some driving lanes, you can't give up those looks that often.
And 3 from Jordan. Good! Jordan's got 9 points.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
And Greg, as hot as they are from out there, absolutely no reason at all not to just keep letting them fly.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Fires from deep. And again, Miami with the triple.
He is on fire from beyond the arc.
Yeah, it seems like all of his points are coming from deep, Greg.
And the basket by Scola.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
From past the arc, the shot's good from Jordan. Jordan's got 12.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
J.R. Smith on the wing. He dishes it to Curry. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Look at the Heat. A terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot, but it's a long season, as we all know. And checking out Toronto, they're sitting in 5th place.
And for the Raptors, they've fulfilled a lot of the promise they showed coming into the season. But they just haven't taken that next leap forward so many thought they might.
I was one of those who was thinking that thought, that they would take a big leap. It's still not too late. No better place to get right and tight than at the postseason. This looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
I don't know. There might be more defense defense in the warm-ups. Right now, these are just shooting game shots.
Here's Powell again, Toronto.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
He's a big reason why they have the lead right now. He's made all of his field goal attempts thus far and remains hot from the floor.
Here's Jordan. Biombo with the block. Fast break, Toronto. Johnson's got the ball. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
A different look for Miami. James Harden. He's checked in for Jordan. Butler comes in for Irving. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Steph Curry.
Well, I think he shot the ball well, guys, but I don't think he shot it enough. The more shots he gets from here on out, the more they'll stretch out this lead.
To the inside, here's Durant, and the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
You know, one thing about getting going at the free throw line like he has this season, it can continue to carry over. Kyle Lowry with a beautiful setup.
And here's Westbrook. And it's in. Oh, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
Woo-hoo-hoo, Kevin. They're firing on all cylinders. That shot caps a nice run.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Here's Powell. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's his first foul.
And guys, you look over the history of the Defensive Player of the Year award, and it usually goes to big men. Big men get the blocks and clog up the paint, but before last season, the last 10 Defensive Player of the Year awards went to bigs.
Kawhi Leonard is out there with Jimmy Butler. Then it's Harden, then it's Durant, and it's Westbrook in at the 1 spot. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Stolen by Durant. Fires for 3, and that one's good. Last year we saw Kawhi Leonard win the Defensive Player of the Year award. Draymond Green was runner-up, and although he was a power forward, I thought, Clark, he was defending on the perimeter quite a bit.
Yeah, he was, and you know, it's only the 8th time out of 33 Defensive Player of the Year awards that's not been given to a big guy, so well earned by Kawhi Leonard.
Jordan, he's checked in for Miami. Here's Powell, guarded by Jordan. Nogueira gets a screen for Joseph. Inside, Durant with the steal. It's Westbrook with the drive, and Thompson sends it back from deep three-point range, and Durant gets it to go with the assist from Leonard. And that's 12 points for Kevin Durant. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for Miami.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well. And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the 3, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
Now here's Joseph, guarded by Jordan. Joseph dishes to Powell. Pass to Nogueira. To the middle, Joseph. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And since the start of the fourth quarter, that three-point shot has just been there.
Yeah, exactly. Doing an excellent job, I think, finding the open guy on the...
That was incredible.
How's that for a quick possession?
Yeah, no hesitation at all taking that one to the basket. Beautifully done.
Here's Westbrook. That's tipped. Carroll with it. Passes it to Joseph. Here's Thompson. Nice shot from 10 feet out. Thompson's got 4 points this quarter.
That time the defenders were a little lazy getting to him.
Butler against Carroll. And again, Miami with the triple.
Another baby bottom smooth stroke there. I mean, that's perfect form he's showing at the three-point line.
Textbook. Nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Outside Jordan. And again, Miami with the triple.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Inside. In transition, here comes Miami. Leonard with the ball. Picked up by Thompson. And Westbrook gets it to go.
And it's all one-way traffic tonight, boy. They have been lights out offensively.
And there's no telling how big that lead's going to get. But again, it's just one game, but nonetheless a very impressive one, the way they've handled their business here.
And Toronto making a change here. White's checked in. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Butler against Carroll. From the arc, and again, Miami with the triple.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Miami.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, it seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin. Quite honestly, they were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting, Greg, will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a two-game season series. So I think the next game will be hotly contested.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Curry. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Carroll, no one around him. And another basket for Toronto.
The offense has clearly kicked into gear. The question, though, is it just a little too late?
Yeah, I think it may be, Greg. At least they're finally showing some signs of life offensively. Too bad I think it's past the point where it'll do much good.
Here's Thompson. Boom, he jams it straight down.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Now a timeout called by Miami. Guys, your thoughts?
And now that you can tell there's some bad blood here, they're just rubbing it in now by calling a timeout.
Yeah, there really isn't much for them to be talking about. This is rubbing it in and adding salt to the wound.
There's Rose with the three. That's good.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of surge.
From deep. And it's Toronto with the rebound. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.